Hello everyone, and welcome to Melancholy Mentor, where classic literature meets the vibrant world of radio plays. I'm Fran, and I'm joined by Evan from Mystery Mythos. Together, we're your guides on this creative journey. During each episode, we'll dive into stories featured on the Melancholy Mentor channel, allowing fresh ideas to flourish, inspiring you to dream big and unlock your creative potential. Get comfy, open your mind, and embrace curiosity. Let's get started. Hello, I'm Fran.
And I'm Evan.
And today we are delving into the Kraken Wakes.
Yes,
Oh,
this is a
what an
good one.
episode this is.
Amazing.
Yeah, the Kraken Wakes. It's by John Wyndham. John Wyndham's was a British science fiction writer. A little bit more about him in a bit. So, The Kraken Wakes is a tale of apocalyptic horror. I know. Mysterious and deadly invasion from the depths of the ocean. The actual book was first published in 1953. I do think it's incredible that a lot of our most amazing sci-fi stories came out of the 50s.
Yeah, me too. It's just so forward thinking.
Really forward thinking.
Yeah.
And this particular novel is structured as a book within a book. So that's what makes this particular one extra interesting, I think. The protagonist is a radio reporter called Mike Watson. Mike and his wife Phyllis work for the EBC, which is the English Broadcasting Company. And guess what? I've got a little bit of information about the English Broadcasting Company.
Cool.
It was fictional. Doesn't
Should know.
exist. I know. It sounds like something that should exist. It doesn't exist. We do have the BBC, which is the British Broadcasting Company. We never had an English, just a specific English version. So occasionally we've got viewers and listeners off of our islands. So we're in Britain, and Britain is made up of Scotland, England, Ireland, Wales. So to specifically have an English broadcasting company was a fictitious event in this particular book. Um, Though I don't know. I mean, I feel like we should have a Scottish, maybe there's a Scottish broadcasting company.
Yeah, I mean, that
That'd
would
be
be
good.
cool.
I know that now the BBC have got different kind of fractions, I guess. They've in all of the areas
Yeah.
around the British Isles. So possibly there's like little kind of break off radio groups. This was like a fictitious broadcasting company. Depending on the book's origin, there are several changes to the plot. So, for example, there's a US version and it's called Out of the Deeps. And they've kind of missed out a whole chapter.
Mm.
And also, some of the versions skirt around Mike's, the protagonist Mike's, delve into mental health.
Mhm.
He has a mental health crisis during the story, and they kind of delve around that. There's a couple of topics in this book actually that are a little sensitive, and I feel that the radio drama that we've got on the YouTube channel is sensitive to that. So it does touch on this. And I was a little surprised myself, but I feel like it's sensitively done, and it's this particular radio drama is very well written as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it
And
really
it
is.
leads into it sensitively. So I don't know that there's a movie version of this book, because
Um,
quite often there are movie versions, aren't there, of the books?
yeah, I don't know for sure, but I don't think so.
No. Have you got any more about the actual recording itself that we've got on the channel?
Yeah. This recording was adapted by Val McDermid for the BBC for BBC Radio 4 in 2016. So this is like a 2016
Yeah,
version.
quite recent in comparison to some of the radio dramas and radio plays that we've got on the channel.
Yeah, Yeah, so that's pretty cool. The music was performed by the BBC Symphony Orchestra. So that was like recorded live. Um, it actually starred Tamsin Greig as Phyllis, and it features an appearance by Scotland's then First Minister, Nicola Sturgeon as herself. So that's really, oh, I love that. That's really awesome. And I've got one other little fun fact, which isn't totally about it, but it's just like an extra little thing. In 2017, so after this was made, there was a game deal made with John Wyndham's estate to develop an interactive game, and it actually was released on Steam in March 2023. So whether that reignited the interest
Well, I had no idea
in the
about
game,
that.
yeah, yeah, so it went out like I say in March 2023 on Steam.
I want to find that now.
Mm, yeah, but it's
Yeah, I
good.
like that. And I love it that the particular recording that we've got has got Nicola Sturgeon's voice on it.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Because Nicola Sturgeon, I kind of follow her on Instagram. She's really, really into books and literature. So since she's kind of retired kind of thing from, out of the public eye, most of her Instagram's actually filled with books and kind of what she's doing, but a lot
Yeah,
of it involves books and literature. So she's like
I
really
like
mad
that.
on it. Mm,
I think it's quite amazing, especially if you've got like a real interest in books and in literature, and then
yeah,
you get to actually feature in
yeah.
like a renowned radio drama recording.
Yeah, so she must have been really like stoked about that, I would have
That would be
thought.
the aim.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this particular recording that we've got, the voices are really clear in it. The voice acting is very good. Um, Speaking is something that both myself and you, Evan, have worked on a little bit. 'Cause it's really easy to use filler words, and
Yeah,
we are aware that we're still doing that. We're both a work in progress ourselves, aren't we? So,
yeah.
but I would love to be able to read stories and read them clearly and
Mm,
put in like emote the words, and yeah, I think that would be a wonderful thing to do. It's
it's a
something that
great
I'd like to
skill.
explore on our YouTube channel
Mm,
in a while. So I'd
mm.
love to be able to actually read some of these classic literature stories. So on the Melancholy Mentor channel, it's more on the classic literature side, although there's a crossover with some of the sci-fi books. So we've got sci-fi radio dramas and radio plays on there. On your channel, Evan, so there's another channel that's linked to Melancholy Mentor, and it's Mystery Mythos. And the
Mystery.
Mystery Mythos channel is definitely more sci-fi.
Yeah, it's nearly all sci-fi.
Yeah, it's definitely more sci-fi. So we've got a little bit of a crossover on the classic literature channel, and we would love to start adding our own kind of readings of the
Love that.
books, or at least certain chapters, because I'd love to keep bringing reviving it and bringing this stuff to an audience, to because we've got people that enjoy it from remembering either a drama series or TV series or reading the book, and new audience that this brings it to a new audience as well, which is amazing.
Yeah, yeah. They've
Um,
never heard of it before, so that's brilliant, isn't it?
I know.
Mm.
We're very keen on the creative side. So I'm actually a neuro-linguistic programming coach and trainer. So I'm an NLP coach and trainer. And I'm very much into creativity because one of the other things that I do is I'm a burlesque and cabaret performer and host. So bring that creativity into the coaching. And Evan actually prepares all the videos and the audio and does the tech.
Yeah.
So you've got kind of an interest into the video production and the
Okay.
tech of it all.
Mm.
So we're still evolving. We're still evolving with this. So if you're listening now, and please do follow our journey as we evolve and get improve at this.
Yeah,
'Cause that's
definitely.
what it's all about, isn't it? It's about
Mm.
being the best version of yourself.
Yeah.
And if you're interested in the creativity, then look at what else that we do as well, and the other channel, Mystery Mythos. So going back to this particular recording, what we do on the Melancholy Mentor channel is it's usually me that goes out filming, and I film the seaside. So I'm actually based in Dorset in the UK. So it's kind of around Dorset and Hampshire, sometimes other areas if we're traveling. And I film the seaside, and then the film is edited and the radio play is put over the top of it, and Evan puts it all together and puts it onto the channel. So this particular episode, I believe it was filmed at Sandbanks, which is also known as Millionaires Row in Dorset. It's a beautiful stretch of beach, it's like golden sandy beach, beautiful stretch of seaside. And it's kind of the angle that I've got it at. You can sort of see the waves coming in, and it's really nice. And then because I was listening to the radio drama this morning, and I thought, actually, it's kind of, you've got these deadly invasion coming from the sea, and, and then we've got it at the back, the backdrop of the video is actually filmed at the sea. So I'm like, don't know if it's going to add to the drama or, add to the terror. Um,
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I know this particular video um, and episode is actually our most controversial to date on the channel. It's our most controversial.
Yeah, definitely it is.
We're currently a small channel, so we are looking at kind of growing the YouTube channel and the other channels that we're adding as well. And this has got the most comments that we've ever received. We've gratefully received comments. So if you'd like to look at any of the episodes on the channels and drop some comments, we would love that. We love the interaction.
Yeah,
And this particular one, I say it's controversial because it really divided the listeners between people that absolutely hated it and people that absolutely loved it. And
yeah,
those that kind of were like, just forgive that bit and listened, it's a really good story. So there was some kind of people like mediating as such. And we actually welcome this because people's opinions are really important. We've all got our own version of reality. We've all got our own version of what we like, and there is no right or wrong in that. So as long as it's not hardcore trolling, which we do not invite,
no, definitely
it's
not.
differences in opinion, or if there's an opinion to be given, or you want to leave a comment about how much you loved it. Like we
Yeah,
enjoy reading all of the comments. And this particular one divided the audience and the listeners mainly due to the music.
yeah,
So
yeah.
remind me again, it was because I know it was a British recording. Remind me again of
Who
who
did it?
recorded. Yeah.
Yeah, the BBC Symphony Orchestra.
So the BBC Symphony
Mm.
Orchestra, obviously incredible professionals, and this was recorded live.
Yeah,
However, it divided the listeners
mm,
and the viewers due to the use of the music in certain places and um the audio of the
yeah,
music.
yeah,
So how loud it was in some places, and
yeah.
um, it it seemed to make some people quite angry as well.
Yeah, they
Quite
weren't liking
angry.
the levels and stuff like that. So
Yeah, which do you know what is fair enough. I had a little giggle then just because, it's
yeah,
like it's because of how much I enjoy people actually getting involved. Like it's not
yeah,
laughing at those people, it's how much people get involved. So if you're angry, yeah, I love to hear about that as well. And the
mm.
fact that it made people feel annoyed and
It
feel
made them
quite
feel something.
yeah,
So
feel quite angry about it. Yeah, it makes them feel an emotion. So therefore the drama is doing its job in a sense
mhm,
because it's evoking that emotion.
mm,
And for people to be able to identify that emotion and translate it into what they didn't like about what they were listening to, we very much welcome that.
yeah, definitely. Yeah,
And I've actually thought that the music really added to the story and added to the drama, and it was a little loud in places.
hmm,
And I guess if you're listening with earbuds or headphones, it could be a bit of a jolt.
yeah, 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 maybe.
Um, this particular one, we've got up to 19K views on this as well, which is for us, that's really hardcore.
Yeah, that took
We're,
off
we're
for us.
currently in low views, which is fine because we're a slow growing, we're a slow growing business, we're a slow growing set of channels. So that's absolutely fine. And I mean, I think all of the episodes on the Melancholy Mental channel have reached double figures, I think. But some of them are kind of, they're very low. They're kind of
Mm,
18 or 20. So for us to get 19K views on something is astonishing.
yeah, yeah,
And this is just the gift that keeps giving, isn't it? This particular
yeah,
episode.
yeah. It just keeps going. People are just constantly watching it every week.
Yeah,
It's usually like the top one for views every week, usually.
yeah. So there's something. I found the actual story and listening to the radio drama, I found it gripping.
Hmm.
Like occasionally, I say occasionally, I'm it's not occasionally at all. It's all the time. I'm very distracted.
Yeah, yeah.
Evan's the grounding force in this partnership. I'm very distracted. So I will start doing one thing and I will wander off and do another. I've currently got a hair clip on my finger that I keep pinging. Um, there's always quite a bit going on here. So I have to really channel some energy to focus. And for me to actually sit there and just be completely enthralled in a whole story without wandering off to do something else and coming back again is amazing. So
Mm.
this one really got me. And the other stories are like I enjoy them. I would do something else while I'm listening to it. And there's nothing wrong with that either. It's just the fact that this one gripped me so much I would just sat there completely immersed in the audio listening to it.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a really good one, I think.
Yeah. And I know you've got some good ones on your channel as well, haven't you?
Yeah,
So we're going to start adding in a podcast on the other channel as well once we get around to it. Um, like with any setup, it's you can see what I've got behind me. I've got a screen. Evan uses a background um, on the for the video. For the audio, we've experimented with microphones, haven't we? And we've ended up just with these little ones
little
because
ones. Yeah,
they tend to work best at the moment. And with everything we do, please be inspired to get creative, join in.
yeah,
You know, it's not copying as such. If you're inspired by something and you want to start your own podcast, your own channel, you want to explore the depths of your own creativity and what you can bring, then
yeah.
we encourage that greatly, don't we?
Yeah, definitely. I'd love to see people getting on, getting out there, and maybe there's something like they think they can't do, and then they
Yeah,
see somebody else just having a bash at it, and it's
yeah,
not perfect. That's the thing about it, because if you wait for it to be perfect, you might never do it. And
yeah,
then if we can just like get people going to where they want to be, I think that's great.
yeah, me too. Me
Yeah,
too. Before we wrap this up, I just wanted to say a little more about John Wyndham. And I did say in one of the previous episodes that I'd like us to do like more of a deeper dive into some of the authors
yeah,
and possibly some of the voice actors that we feature on the channel that are highlighted. And as usual, I kind of want to sprinkle a bit of everything all over the place. So, no doubt at some point I'll focus on that and we'll do it. But just a little bit more about John Wyndham. We have spoken about him before in previous episodes. He was born in 1903 and he perished in 1969. There's not a lot about his demise to be found. He was
mm.
born in Warwickshire and he actually died in Hampshire, which is a neighbouring county to where I am. And was he an underrated author of his time?
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
was he an
yeah,
underrated author of his time? So
yeah,
we tend to get like people make themselves known if they're a John Wyndham fan to us. So we get
mm,
messages and comments about them being a John Wyndham fan. And yet I still encounter a lot of people that literally haven't heard of him and he's an English writer. So,
yeah.
they just haven't heard of him. So is he underrated? He wrote under other name combinations, including John, I'm not sure how to pronounce this, but it's John Beanon and Lucas Parks.
Oh wow.
Not sure why, but he wrote under other
Yeah,
names.
different
So
names.
again, another thing that I'm not sure of is those other writings, have they ever been published? And were they then put under the name of John Wyndham? Or are there stories out there that we're not quite aware of because they're under a different name that he wrote under? So that's
Yeah.
quite an
And is it a
interesting little
different
thought.
style of story? Is that why he wrote under a different name? Because
Oh,
they,
that's a good idea.
obviously writers write different styles, don't they? So I'm
Yeah,
wondering whether that's to do with it. I don't,
yeah, possibly.
yeah.
Ooh, who knows? I like a little mystery.
Yeah, me too.
Right, so that was a little bit about The Kraken Wakes by John Wyndham, which is a radio drama featured on a channel, Melancholy Mentor on YouTube. Join in with the controversy.
Yeah, go and have a look.
Yeah, find the episode, join in with the controversy, and leave us a comment and see what you think about it, um, so that we can get more of an idea of not only what an audience likes to listen to, but also what evokes that emotion,
Yeah,
in the listeners and in people in general, because we're really fascinated to just know whereabouts you are, what your beliefs are with this, and what kind of styles you like. So come and drop us some comments. We'd love that.
yeah, brilliant.
All right, thank you for listening.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.